Imagine a life where every challenge you face is not a setback, but a stepping stone towards something greater. What if you could transform every obstacle into an opportunity for growth and self-improvement? This is not merely an inspiring thought, but a principle deeply embedded in the philosophy of Stoicism, a timeless wisdom that has been guiding people through the turbulence of life for centuries. Stoicism doesn't just teach us to endure hardships, it encourages us to embrace them, using life's adversities as fuel for personal evolution. In this video, we will explore how Stoic principles can become a beacon of light during your darkest moments, providing a roadmap for not just surviving, but thriving. We will dive into 12 Stoic secrets for doing your best, helping you cultivate virtues, live with purpose, and overcome life's chaos with resilience. These teachings are not about changing your circumstances, but about changing your response to them. By the end of this video, you will have practical tools to transform the way you perceive and deal with challenges, empowering you to live intentionally and with an indomitable spirit. So stay with us. Every insight is crafted to inspire, every principle designed to elevate you to new heights. You won't want to miss a single moment of this journey toward a life of purpose and fulfillment. 1. Let go of attachment to outcomes. One of the most liberating concepts in Stoicism is the idea of detaching yourself from outcomes. What does this mean, and why is it so powerful? It is about understanding that while we can control our efforts, our attitudes, and the virtues we bring to each task, we cannot control the results. The outcomes often involve factors beyond our power, external circumstances, other people's actions, or mere chance. When we fixate on these results, we set ourselves up for frustration, disappointment, and even despair. Reflect on your own life for a moment. How many times have you found yourself overly anxious about the outcome of a project, a relationship, or a decision? Did your fixation on the final result make the process any easier, or did it weigh you down with worry and stress? Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and character. By letting go of attachment to the end results, we liberate ourselves from the burden of expectations and find satisfaction in the process itself. The Stoics ask us to redefine what it means to be successful. It is not about whether you win or lose, whether you gain or lose wealth, or even if you achieve fame or recognition. Success lies in how you face life's trials with integrity, diligence, and courage. Did you give your best effort? Did you act with virtue? Did you remain true to your principles? These are the real measures of success in the Stoic framework. Consider the example of a craftsman who works with great passion and attention to detail, not because he expects fame or wealth from his work, but because he finds fulfillment in the act of creation itself. His joy comes from the dedication to his craft, not from the external recognition he may or may not receive. When you find yourself getting anxious about outcomes, gently remind yourself of what is truly in your control. Redirect your energy toward your efforts and attitudes. Ask yourself, am I acting with integrity? Am I putting forth my best effort? Am I learning and growing through this process? By focusing on these questions, you shift your mindset from anxiety about the future to meaningful engagement with the present. The liberation that comes from this mindset is profound. When you stop agonizing over every little thing that didn't go as planned, you start to find peace in your daily efforts. You begin to see the inherent value in your actions and learn to appreciate the journey, regardless of where it leads. Letting go of attachment to outcomes does not mean you stop setting goals or striving for excellence. Rather, it means redefining success according to your own actions and character. It means pouring your heart and soul into your endeavors, not because of what you might gain, but because it is the right thing to do. Remember, the worth of your actions lies not in their outcomes, but in the depth of your commitment. As you embrace this Stoic approach, you will find a newfound sense of freedom and clarity, even in the midst of chaos. This leads us to the next secret, which focuses on how we can navigate life's obstacles with a growth mindset. 2. The obstacle is the way. When life throws challenges your way, what is your initial response? Do you see these difficulties as barriers that hinder your progress, or can you view them as opportunities for growth and self-improvement? In Stoicism, one of the core principles is to embrace obstacles as essential components of your journey. The Stoic mindset teaches us that within every obstacle lies the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Consider the many obstacles you've faced in your life, whether they were setbacks in your career, challenges in your relationships, or personal struggles with health and well-being. What if, instead of feeling frustrated or defeated, you approached these challenges with the belief that they could become the very things that shape you into a stronger, wiser person? This is what the Stoics mean when they say, "The obstacle is the way." The Stoic philosophers, such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, did not deny the pain or difficulty of life's hardships. Instead, they recognized that our response to these hardships is what truly defines our character. By choosing to see an obstacle as a pathway, we transform from being passive victims of circumstances to becoming active participants in shaping our destiny. This shift in perspective changes everything. It turns adversity into fuel for personal growth. How can you apply this principle in your daily life? Start by reframing your mindset when you encounter a challenge. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this? How can this situation help me grow?" By doing so, you begin to see each struggle not as something to be avoided or lamented, but as an opportunity to cultivate virtues like patience, courage, and resilience. The obstacles you encounter are not random occurrences meant to hinder you. They are life's way of testing your resolve and building your character. It's in these moments of trial that you are pushed to expand your horizons, think outside the box, and discover new strengths you didn't know you had. When you face adversity, you must summon the will to push through, adapt, and find a way forward. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the very thing that seems to block your path can become the path itself. By embracing this mindset, you transform your approach to life. You stop fearing obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities to practice the virtues you aspire to embody. Moreover, overcoming obstacles often requires you to venture off the beaten path, think innovatively, and persevere despite the odds. These experiences not only strengthen your resolve, but also help you develop a greater sense of gratitude for the journey with all its twists and turns. The most profound lessons are often learned in the face of adversity. As you continue on this path, remember that each challenge you overcome adds to your personal narrative, shaping you into a person of depth and substance. The obstacle is not the end of the road, it is the beginning of a new journey, a call to rise above mediocrity and embrace your potential for greatness. Let's move on to the next Stoic secret, where we discuss the importance of committing to continuous progress. 3. Commit to continuous progress. Prokopton. Are you the kind of person who seeks constant self-improvement, or do you find yourself settling for what's comfortable? The Stoic ideal of Prokopton, or being a work in progress, is a powerful reminder that life is not about achieving perfection, but about making continuous progress. This mindset encourages us to focus on daily growth, no matter how small, and to embrace the journey of self-improvement as an ongoing process. In today's world, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the pressure to achieve immediate results or to compare yourself with others who seem to be ahead. However, The Stoics teach us to shift our focus from external benchmarks to internal growth. The question is not, am I better than others? But, am I better today than I was yesterday? By adopting this perspective, you free yourself from the trap of comparison and instead commit to becoming the best version of yourself. How can you practice the concept of Prokopton in your life? Start by setting clear, intentional goals that resonate with your core values. Reflect daily on your actions and decisions, asking yourself how they align with your aspirations for growth. Embrace challenges as opportunities to stretch your limits and learn, rather than as threats to your self-esteem. Every day presents a new chance to improve, even if it's just a small step forward. The beauty of committing to continuous progress is that it cultivates a mindset of lifelong learning. There is no final destination when it comes to self-improvement. The journey is infinite. There will always be another layer to explore, another skill to master, or another virtue to embody. This humble recognition that you are a perpetual student of life keeps you grounded and resilient. The Stoics were not after perfection. They understood that human nature is fallible and that mistakes are inevitable. What matters is not that you avoid failure altogether, but that you learn from it and continue to strive for improvement. It is through this relentless pursuit of progress that you align yourself with the Stoic virtue of self-mastery. When setbacks occur, remember that they are not defeats, but lessons. Every mistake or failure offers valuable insights that can guide you toward better choices in the future. It's not about how many times you stumble, it's about how many times you rise and keep moving forward. This commitment to continuous progress serves as a foundation for living a life of purpose and fulfillment. It's about being patient with yourself while maintaining a persistent dedication to your growth. The next Stoic secret will take this concept further by encouraging you to redefine your understanding of success. 4. Redefine success based on virtue. In a world where success is often measured by external achievements like wealth, status, or popularity, the Stoics offer a different perspective. What if success wasn't about what you acquired, but about who you became? What if it was about developing a strong character, living according to your principles, and acting with courage, wisdom, and justice? The Stoic definition of success is not tied to material possessions or the approval of others. Instead, it is about living in accordance with nature and fulfilling your role as a human being. It's about facing life's challenges with virtue and integrity, no matter the outcome. This internal measure of success places the power firmly in your own hands, allowing you to maintain your sense of purpose regardless of your circumstances. Reflect for a moment. How do you define success in your own life? Are you driven by external validation, or do you seek to align your actions with your deepest values? When you begin to redefine success based on virtue, you free yourself from the anxiety of chasing after things that are beyond your control. You shift your focus to what truly matters, developing a strong character and living with integrity. How can you apply this redefined concept of success to your everyday life? Begin by identifying the virtues you wish to cultivate. Ask yourself what qualities you admire in others and aspire to develop in yourself. Set goals that align with these values, focusing not just on what you want to achieve, but on the person you want to become in the process. This Stoic approach to success empowers you to face setbacks and failures with equanimity. When you measure success by your actions and character, rather than by external outcomes, you gain a sense of inner stability. You realize that success is not about reaching a specific destination, but about how you walk the path. The Stoics remind us that living virtuously is a form of success in itself. When you act with courage, speak with honesty, and treat others with kindness, you are already living a successful life, regardless of how the world perceives you. This leads us to our next secret, which explores how you can liberate yourself from the need for external approval. 5. Liberate yourself from the need for external approval. Are your actions driven by a desire for external validation, or are they guided by your own principles and beliefs? In Stoicism, seeking approval from others can be a form of enslavement, trapping you in a cycle of dependence on other people's opinions. The Stoics teach us to ground our self-worth in our own actions and values rather than the approval of the crowd. Think about how often you find yourself seeking praise, fearing criticism, or changing your behavior to fit others' expectations. How does this affect your sense of freedom and authenticity? When you rely on others to validate your worth, you become a prisoner to their judgments. True liberation comes from acting in accordance with your principles, regardless of whether your actions are praised or criticized. To practice this principle, start by cultivating self-awareness. Understand your motivations and ask yourself whether your actions are driven by a genuine belief in what is right or merely by a desire to be liked. This requires honesty and introspection, but it is essential for living a life of authenticity and integrity. The Stoics emphasize the importance of reason and wisdom in guiding your actions. When you trust your own reasoning and align your actions with your reasoned convictions, you become less dependent on the opinions of others. You develop the courage to stand firm in your choices, even when they are unpopular or misunderstood, because you know they are grounded in your deepest principles. Remember, not everyone will agree with your choices, and that is perfectly normal. We are all unique individuals with our own values and perspectives. Trying to please everyone would require constantly adapting to others' expectations, which ultimately leads to losing your sense of self. By focusing on living according to Stoic principles, you attract relationships based on genuine respect and shared values. Embrace the freedom that comes from not needing external approval. It allows you to act with confidence and authenticity, guided by your own inner compass. As you practice this mindset, you will discover a profound sense of inner peace, knowing that you are living a life of virtue, true to your beliefs. Next, we'll explore the art of saying no and why it's crucial for maintaining your focus and integrity. 6. The art of saying no. In a world filled with distractions and endless demands for your attention, do you find yourself saying yes to too many things? Do you often feel overwhelmed because you're stretched too thin, trying to meet the expectations of others? Stoicism teaches us the importance of discernment in our choices, which includes the ability to say no to what does not align with our core values and priorities. Saying no is not merely about rejecting requests. It's about affirming your own path, your goals, and your values. When you say no to something, you are simultaneously saying yes to something more important: your time, your energy, your focus. In this way, each no becomes an act of clarity and self-respect, a declaration that you are committed to what truly matters. Reflect on how often you agree to do things out of obligation, fear of disappointing others, or a desire to avoid conflict. How does this affect your ability to pursue your goals or maintain a sense of balance in your life? The Stoics remind us that our time and energy are limited resources, and we must be judicious in how we allocate them. Learning to say no is an exercise in living in accordance with nature, recognizing your limits and honoring your boundaries. It is a skill that requires courage, especially if you are used to pleasing others or fear missing out on opportunities. However, when you say no from a place of calm conviction, you are not just declining an offer. You are making a profound statement about your values and your commitment to living authentically. How can you get better at saying no? Begin by clarifying your priorities. What are your core values? What are the most important goals you are pursuing? When you have a clear understanding of your direction, it becomes much easier to identify which requests align with your path and which do not. This clarity allows you to make decisions based on reason and virtue, rather than social pressure or fear. Remember, saying no does not have to be harsh or confrontational. It can be done with kindness and respect, expressing gratitude for the offer while firmly declining. For example, you might say, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I have to focus on other commitments right now." By practicing saying no in a thoughtful manner, you will build your confidence and develop a greater sense of autonomy. As you become more comfortable with this practice, you will find that it not only frees you from unnecessary burdens, but also allows you to dedicate more time to what genuinely matters. This ability to prioritize and focus will make your pursuits more meaningful and fulfilling. Saying no is not a rejection of life. It is an affirmation of your purpose. Next, let's delve into how embracing humble and consistent progress can lead to profound transformation. 7. Do what little you can. When faced with a daunting task or an ambitious goal, do you ever feel paralyzed by the enormity of it? Do you worry about how you will ever achieve such a significant accomplishment? Stoicism teaches us that great achievements are the sum of many small, consistent actions. By focusing on doing what little you can each day, you gradually build momentum that leads to meaningful progress. The Stoic principle of do what little you can is about breaking down larger goals into manageable steps. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by the size of the task, you focus on what you can achieve right now, even if it seems insignificant. Each small action becomes a building block, creating a foundation that will ultimately support your larger aspirations. Ask yourself, how can you apply this principle to your own life? Consider a goal you have been putting off because it seems too big or too complicated. What is one small step you can take today that would move you closer to that goal? It doesn't have to be a dramatic action. It could be as simple as making a phone call, reading an article, or setting aside time for planning. The key is to take consistent action, no matter how small, and let these efforts accumulate over time. This approach also encourages a mindset of present-focused action. When you concentrate on doing what little you can, you become more engaged in the process itself, finding value and meaning in the act of doing rather than fixating on the end result. This presence not only enhances your effectiveness, but also helps you appreciate the journey, with all its ups and downs. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of humility in this process. Recognize that you may not always be able to make giant leaps forward, but that does not diminish the value of your efforts. Small steps, taken with consistency and intention, can have a profound impact over time. Remember that the path to mastery is not paved with perfection, but with persistence. Moreover, by focusing on small, manageable actions, you build resilience. Even when progress seems slow or invisible, you develop the habit of perseverance, which strengthens your character and fortifies your will. When setbacks arise, as they inevitably will, you have already built the mental toughness to keep going, because you are used to moving forward little by little. Let's move on to our next Stoic secret, which encourages you to focus on continuous self-improvement and the pursuit of virtue. 8. Cultivate inner virtue as the foundation of a good life. In Stoicism, the foundation of a good life is not found in external possessions or circumstances, but in the cultivation of inner virtues. The Stoics believed that while you cannot control the world around you, you can shape your own character. By developing virtues such as courage, wisdom, integrity, and kindness, you create a life that reflects these qualities, which in turn brings you a deeper sense of fulfillment. Reflect on your own life. When you encounter challenges, do you focus on changing the situation, or do you concentrate on improving yourself? Stoicism teaches that the most powerful way to influence the world is by working on your own character. When you cultivate virtues, you become the kind of person who can navigate life's unpredictability with grace and resilience. How can you begin to cultivate these inner virtues? Start by engaging in regular self-reflection. Examine your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors critically but compassionately, identifying areas where you can grow and improve. What virtues resonate most with you? Do you aspire to be more patient, more courageous, or more honest? Set intentions to actively practice these qualities in your daily life and use setbacks as opportunities to strengthen them further. It is essential to remember that this journey of self-improvement is not about achieving perfection. The Stoics acknowledged that we are all fallible and that mistakes are part of being human. What matters is that you are conscious of your internal state and strive to align your actions with your highest values and principles, even when it's difficult. The practice of cultivating virtues is an ongoing process, not a destination. As you commit to this path, you will likely find that your external circumstances begin to reflect the qualities you embody internally. When you act with kindness, you attract kindness. When you demonstrate courage, you inspire courage in others. Your character becomes the lens through which you perceive the world, shaping your experiences and relationships. This Stoic approach to life gives you a sense of empowerment. While you may not have control over what happens to you, you always have control over who you choose to be in response. By focusing on cultivating inner virtues, you build a solid foundation that enables you to face life's ups and downs with a calm, steady spirit. Next, we will explore how redefining success based on virtue can transform your approach to life. 9. Redefine success based on virtue. How do you define success? Is it the accumulation of wealth, the attainment of a prestigious job title, or perhaps recognition from others? Stoicism offers a different perspective on what it means to be successful, suggesting that true success is not about acquiring things or impressing others, but about living in alignment with your highest values and principles. The Stoic definition of success places the emphasis on developing a strong character, living according to nature, and fulfilling your role as a human being. It's about being honest, just, courageous, and wise, regardless of your circumstances. This view of success is empowering because it shifts the focus from external conditions, things outside your control, to your own actions and virtues, which are entirely within your power. Consider your own definition of success. Is it grounded in external validation, or does it reflect your personal growth and values? When you begin to redefine success based on virtue, you free yourself from the pressure of societal expectations and the constant chase for more. You find contentment in knowing that you are living a life of integrity, true to yourself. To put this Stoic secret into practice, start by taking time to reflect on what you truly value and the kind of person you want to become. What virtues do you wish to embody? What qualities do you admire in others and aspire to develop in yourself? Set goals that align with these values, focusing on your personal growth and the impact you can have on others. Redefining success in this way does not mean ignoring external achievements. Rather, it means prioritizing your virtues over the outcomes. When you pursue goals that are rooted in your highest principles, you are more likely to face challenges with resilience and to find meaning in the pursuit itself, not just in the end result. This Stoic approach encourages you to see setbacks as opportunities to practice virtues such as patience, humility, and perseverance. Even when your efforts do not lead to the rewards you hoped for, you can still find fulfillment in the knowledge that you acted with integrity and gave your best effort. As we move on, let's look at how you can practice detachment from the need for external approval. 10. Liberate yourself from the need for external approval. In a world that often prioritizes popularity and external validation, do you find yourself driven by the need for others' approval? Do you worry about what others think of your choices? Stoicism provides a powerful antidote to this external orientation, teaching us to find our worth within, grounded in our principles and virtues rather than in the fleeting opinions of others. When you allow others' judgments to dictate your actions, you become a hostage to their expectations, constantly adjusting yourself to meet their standards. This can be exhausting and ultimately lead to a loss of authenticity. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of acting according to your own reasoned convictions and letting go of the desire to please everyone. Ask yourself, are you living for yourself or for the approval of others? Do your decisions reflect your true values, or are they influenced by the opinions of those around you? When you stop seeking validation from external sources, you gain a profound sense of freedom. You can act with confidence, knowing that your choices are guided by your own principles. To begin practicing this Stoic secret, develop a habit of self-awareness. Pay attention to your motivations and distinguish between actions driven by a desire for approval and those aligned with your values. This will require honesty and introspection, but is essential for living a life of authenticity. Furthermore, embrace the fact that not everyone will agree with or understand your choices, and that is perfectly acceptable. We are all individuals with different perspectives, and trying to please everyone would require constant adaptation to others' expectations, which would ultimately lead to losing yourself. As you embrace this Stoic mindset, you will attract relationships based on mutual respect and shared values. You will find that your true friends and allies are those who appreciate you for who you are, not for how well you conform to their expectations. Next, let's explore how to practice indifference to external circumstances to maintain inner peace. 11. Practice indifference to external circumstances. When life doesn't go as planned, do you find yourself overwhelmed by frustration, anxiety, or disappointment? Stoicism teaches a powerful technique to maintain inner tranquility, known as practicing apatheia, or indifference to external circumstances. This principle does not mean that you do not care about what happens in your life, but rather that you understand the distinction between what is within your control and what is not. When you truly grasp this concept, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. Consider how often you become entangled in events or situations that are outside your influence, whether it's the actions of others, unexpected setbacks, or even the fluctuations of the economy. How much of your time and energy is spent worrying about these things? In the Stoic view, this is wasted effort, as it only leads to frustration without changing the outcome. Instead, your focus should be on your own efforts, attitudes, and virtues, things that are truly within your power. The Stoics teach that we should care deeply about the right things, the things that we can control, while accepting the rest with equanimity. This is not a call for apathy, it is a call for discerning what deserves your concern. The more you invest your energy in your own actions, character, and responses, the more you will find peace, even amid chaos. Reflect on your own life. How often do you allow external events to dictate your emotional state? What if you redirected that energy toward improving your response to those events instead? Practicing indifference to external circumstances requires mindfulness and self-awareness. It involves paying attention to your reactions and reminding yourself to differentiate between what you can change and what you cannot. You can start by applying this principle to the minor inconveniences of daily life. When someone cuts you off in traffic, or when a coworker makes a disparaging comment, pause and ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, then let it go. As you practice letting go of small frustrations, you will gradually build the mental strength to remain calm during more significant challenges. This Stoic approach also cultivates resilience. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and attitudes, you develop a sense of empowerment. You learn to navigate life's uncertainties with grace and stability, knowing that while you may not be able to control the waves, you can control how you steer your ship. Ultimately, practicing indifference to external circumstances leads to a profound sense of liberation. It allows you to find clarity and focus in the midst of life's storms, staying anchored to your values and principles. As we move forward, let's delve into the final Stoic secret, which encourages turning every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. 12. The obstacle is the way. Have you ever faced a challenge that seemed insurmountable, only to find that overcoming it led to some of the most significant growth in your life? In Stoicism, there is a profound idea that the obstacle is the way. This means that the very things we see as barriers are, in fact, opportunities in disguise. When confronted with difficulties, rather than avoiding or resenting them, we should seek to engage with them, using them as stepping stones to reach our highest potential. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This reflects the Stoic belief that obstacles are not hindrances to our progress. They are essential parts of our journey that shape us into stronger, wiser individuals. When we change our perspective, we transform obstacles from sources of suffering into catalysts for growth. Think back to some of the most challenging moments in your life. What did you learn from them? Did they force you to develop new skills, adopt different perspectives, or strengthen your resolve? The Stoics teach that every obstacle carries within it an opportunity for virtue. For example, a health issue might teach you patience and resilience. A career setback might encourage you to discover new passions. A difficult relationship might offer lessons in compassion and forgiveness. To put this Stoic principle into practice, start by reframing how you perceive challenges. Instead of viewing them as negative events that disrupt your life, try to see them as tests that reveal your true strength and character. When you encounter an obstacle, ask yourself, what virtue can I cultivate through this experience? How can this situation help me grow? By focusing on what you can learn rather than what you've lost, you gain the power to turn adversity into an advantage. This mindset shift does not make challenges any easier, but it does change how you experience them. When you accept that obstacles are inevitable and embrace them as opportunities, you are no longer a passive victim of circumstance. You become an active participant in your own life, shaping your destiny through your responses. Furthermore, this Stoic approach to obstacles encourages creativity and innovation. When faced with a barrier, you are pushed to think outside the box and come up with new solutions. This not only helps you overcome the immediate issue, but also builds your problem-solving skills for future challenges. Remember, life's greatest rewards often lie on the other side of the steepest climbs. The struggles you endure, the persistence you exhibit, and the resilience you cultivate all contribute to a meaningful and fulfilling life. By adopting the belief that the obstacle is the way, you open yourself to a world of possibilities where every setback becomes a stepping stone toward greatness. We have explored 12 Stoic secrets for doing your best and living a life of purpose, resilience, and virtue. Each of these principles provides a pathway for transforming how you navigate life's challenges and pursue personal growth. As you embrace these teachings, you will find yourself not just surviving, but thriving, living with a sense of peace, integrity, and meaning that is unshakable, regardless of external circumstances. If you found these insights valuable, I encourage you to engage with this community by leaving a comment below. Share how you have applied Stoic principles in your own life, or let us know which of these secrets resonated with you the most. Your thoughts and experiences can inspire others who are on a similar journey. Don't forget to like this video if it brought you value, and subscribe to the channel for more content on Stoicism and practical philosophy. Sharing this video with others will help spread the wisdom of Stoicism and empower more people to lead virtuous, fulfilling lives. Thank you for joining me on this journey into Stoic wisdom. May you continue to grow stronger and wiser each day, and may your path be filled with purpose and tranquility.